Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, in the last episode, I spoke about medications that can disrupt your sleep. Okay, and I've gotten a huge response. Many individuals were shocked, and I recommended they go back and sit with their primary care physicians to talk about either adjusting the dosage or look for alternatives and so forth and so on, as well as see an acupuncturist. And I've gotten feedback that many are now seeing an acupuncturist and things are working out, and they sat with their primary care physicians and, adjustments were made and there's been improvement in their sleep, which is great. But now in this episode, I want to discuss 4 popular types of medications that can increase your risk of cancer. Okay? Because you have, let's say, recalls to certain medications that for some people are causing concern. But here's what stands out to me is the huge number as far as global population is concerned that's on prescription medication. Now, I'm not saying whether it's good or it's bad for you, because, I haven't seen you as a patient, and so hasn't many other acupuncturists. And in, there are cases where prescription drugs are beneficial. And I will add that. But the alarming number to me is the amount of adults, over close to 2/3, I'll safely say close to 2/3, globally, adults are on some type of medication. And that's my guesstimate. I've seen I know above 50%, but that's my guesstimate. And you have to understand that these drugs that you're taking carry certain risks, just like many other things in life. You always have to weigh the pros and cons of what you're doing, what you're taking, and so forth. But this is also why I always say, see an acupuncturist, make acupuncture a part of your life, and see an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. Okay? Because there has to be healthy changes that have to be implemented in your lifestyle. And an acupuncturist will sit and discuss certain healthy habits versus habits that are increasing your risk of cancer. Simple things like you'll take for granted sunscreen, a bad diet, drinking too much coffee, things that you don't feel can be problematic in the future, but definitely certain meds. Let's take, for instance, one of them being blood pressure medications. And in some cases, it's effective in controlling your blood pressure, keeping it at, let's say, a healthy level, which would then, of course, reduce your risk of, let's say, a stroke or heart attack or heart disease. But the concern becomes is how long are you on these meds? You don't want to be on medications for many, many years, because now it increases your risk for other problems. But when it comes to hypertension, you have individuals that are on angiotensin receptor blockers. And those ARBs tend to contain intolerable levels of NDMA. And NDMA is like a potential carcinogen. So there are certain types of blood pressure medications that contain, let's say, hydrochlorothiazide, which is linked to an increased risk of skin cancer. And it makes your skin more sensitive to sun. But see, if you were seeing an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits, this may be something you may not have to worry about. Another is individuals who are constantly experiencing heartburn and they're taking proton pump inhibitors. There are risks that come with that. You experience frequent heartburn, see an acupuncturist. Get yourself into an acupuncturist. All right? It's important that you see an acupuncturist. Let's take, for instance, Zantac, which contains some impurities, such as NDMAs, again. Which is a potentially carcinogenic nitrosamine impurity. So it'll increase your risk of developing cancer. But if you're suffering, let's say, from various types of gastrointestinal problems, stomach ulcers, acid reflux, get into an acupuncturist right away. Because extended use of certain proton pump inhibitors can increase your risk of gastric cancer. Because it can thin out your stomach line, which therefore would elevate levels of gastrin, which is a hormone that the body produces, leading to an overgrowth of bacteria in the stomach. So if you're suffering from, again, any type of gastrointestinal problems, such as ulcers or acid reflux, see an acupuncturist. Why? Because we understand that health is wealth. We understand that the wealth is not in the bank, it's not in safe, it's not in an app on your phone, it's not in a cryptocurrency account. We know that the wealth is not in your wallet, your pocket, or your purse. We also understand that the wealth is not under the doghouse in the backyard, it's not under your mattress, nor is it in the shoebox in the closet. The wealth is in you. And an acupuncturist will make you fully aware of that. Now, another are different types of diabetes drugs. Which also has nitrosamine impurity. Right? You have diabetes, you need to see an acupuncturist right away. Even if, along with seeing your physician. It's great seeing a physician on an annual basis. And then, undergoing regular wellness visits with an acupuncturist throughout the year. Okay? But the carcinogens that are in certain diabetes drugs can cause cancer. And it's important that you're aware of that. It's very important that you're aware of that. Another is for women, estrogen therapy drugs, which is used to help with treating symptoms of menopause. Hot flashes, vaginal dryness, things like that. But just simply taking these estrogen drugs, it can increase your risk of uterine cancer. All right? So it's important that you're aware of these things. It's super important that you're aware of the fact that there's certain drugs that you may be taking that can increase your risk of cancer. I can't put it any better than simply saying to you, make acupuncture a part of your life. Okay? Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?